the longest reigning monarch in United Kingdom's history. 70 years spent as head of Commonwealth and Queen of United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. This is the incredible life of one of the most loved queens England ever had. Her Majesty, the Queen, a legend beyond death. Elizabeth was born in Mayfair, London, as the first child of the Duke and Duchess of York, later King George VI and Queen Elizabeth. Her father acceded to the throne in 1936 upon the abdication of his brother, King Edward VIII, making Elizabeth the heir presumptive. The Queen gave her first radio message to the nation as a 14-year-old wartime princess during the Second World War in October 1940.
My sister Margaret Rose and I feel so much for you, as we know from experience what it means to be away from those we love most of all. To you, living in new surroundings, we send a message of true sympathy, and at the same time, we would like to thank the kind people who have welcomed you to their homes in the country. All of us children who are still at home think continually of our friends and relations who have gone overseas, who have traveled thousands of miles to find a wartime home and a kindly welcome in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and the United States of America. My sister and I feel we know quite a lot about these countries. Our father and mother have so often talked to us of their visits to different parts of the world. So it is not difficult for us to picture the sort of life you are all leading, and to think of all the new sights you must be seeing, and the adventures you must be having. But I am sure that you too are often thinking of the old country. I know you won't forget us. It is just because we are not forgetting you that I want, on behalf of all the children at home, to send you our love and best wishes, to you and to your kind hosts as well. My sister is by my side, and we are both going to say good night to you. Come on, Margaret. Good night, children. Good night, and good luck to you all.
Many years after this broadcast, the Queen made a historical promise to the nation.
That my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and to the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong. But I shall not have strength to carry out this resolution alone unless you join in it with me, as I now invite you to do. I know that your support will be unfailingly given. God help me to make good my vow, and God bless all of you who are willing to share in it.
With this vow, former Princess Elizabeth, now Queen Elizabeth, gave the start to the most mesmerizing reign in the history of England. With her mother by her side, Elizabeth had the greatest confidant near her for almost 40 years. Elizabeth II grew to be one of the most well-respected women around the world. Long before ascending the throne, Princess Elizabeth met her future husband and the love of her life, They first met at Britannia Royal Naval College in 1939, where the 18-year-old cadet Philip was introduced to the 13-year-old Princess Elizabeth of England while she was touring the grounds. They got married in 1947. The couple had 4 children: Prince Charles, Princess Anne, Prince Edward, and Prince Andrew. Prince Charles was the first in line to ascend the throne as we know today as Charles III. After her father's death in 1952, while Princess Elizabeth was on a tour to Kenya accompanied by Prince Philip, she was notified of His Royal Highness's passing and returned to London as Queen Elizabeth II. Time passed by. Her children grew up and found love of their own. Diana met the Queen in 1980 when she was dating her son, Charles. The marriage happened a year later, in July 1981. But, according to Andrew Morton, the royal biographer, the formal relationship between Diana and the Queen began on an uneasy note. In the earlier days, Diana was simply afraid of her.
Charles Philip Arthur George, wilt thou have this woman to thy wedded wife, to live together after God's ordinance in the holy estate of matrimony? Wilt thou love her, comfort her, honor and keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all other, keep thee only unto her, so long as ye both shall live?
I will.
I, Diana Francis.
I, Diana Francis.
Take thee, Charles Philip Arthur George.
Take thee, Philip Charles Arthur George.
To my wedded husband.
To my wedded husband.
To have and to hold.
To have and to hold.
From this day forward.
From this day forward.
For better, for worse.
For better, for worse.
For richer, for poorer.
For richer, for poorer.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
To love and to cherish.
To love and to cherish.
Till death us do part.
Till death us do part.
Here is the stuff of which fairy tales are made. The prince and princess on their wedding day.
And I remember being so in love with my husband that I couldn't take my eyes off him. I just absolutely thought I was the luckiest girl in the world, and he was going to look after me.
It's absolutely fantastic. They're right in front of me. They're right underneath us. Looking right up at them as they come past us. Well, that was the moment you've been waiting for, wasn't it? Did you get a good view?
I did. It was lovely.
Yes. What about Margaret? Did you get a good view?
Marvellous. Marvellous.
Yes. How much would you give to swap with Lady Diana?
Anything.
The wonderful feeling, everybody hooray, everybody happy, and everybody happy because they thought we were happy. And there was a big question mark in my mind.
Diana knew what she was saying. Right after they arrived at the Buckingham Palace, Charles's face expression suddenly changed, to the princess's surprise.
Go, please. Start.
Went back to Buckingham Palace, did all the photographs, nothing tactile. I was basically wandering around, trying to find where I should be, clutching my long train with my bridesmaids and pages. Sat next to him at the wedding breakfast, which was called, but actually it was lunch. Neither of us spoke to each other. We were so shattered. I was exhausted in the whole thing.
The curtains are open. That's the signal.
The Prince of Wales, his bride, the Princess of Wales, Diana Spencer.
Everybody was cheering, and the joy of the crowd was overwhelming.
Got out on the balcony. Overwhelming what we saw. It's so humble making. Thousands and thousands of people happy. It was just wonderful. I realised I'd taken on an enormous role. But I had no idea what I was going into. But no idea.
Diana's marriage to Charles suffered due to their incompatibility and extramarital affairs. They separated in 1992. Soon after the breakdown, their relationship became public knowledge. Their marital difficulties were widely publicized, and they divorced in 1996. But no one knew what the future was about to look like. In the early hours of the 31st of August, 1997, Diana, Princess of Wales, died from injuries sustained earlier that day in a car crash in the Pont de l'Alma tunnel in Paris, France. Jody Fade, Diana's partner, and Henry Paul, the driver of the Mercedes-Benz W140S class, were pronounced dead at the scene. Diana's death shocked the entire nation of the United Kingdom, and a huge scandal appeared in the media related to the tragedy. Thousands of people blamed the royal family for the Princess of Wales's death, presuming that she knew secrets that must not be revealed. Of course, all of this are just probabilities. Whatever the true might be, Queen Elizabeth II paid her tribute to Diana.
Since last Sunday's dreadful news, we have seen throughout Britain and around the world an overwhelming expression of sadness at Diana's death. We have all been trying in our different ways to cope. It is not easy to express a sense of loss, since the initial shock is often succeeded by a mixture of other feelings: disbelief, incomprehension, anger, and concern for those who remain. We have all felt those emotions in these last few days. So what I say to you now, as your Queen and as a grandmother, I say from my heart. First, I want to pay tribute to Diana myself. She was an exceptional and gifted human being. In good times and bad, she never lost her capacity to smile and laugh, nor to inspire others with her warmth and kindness. I admired and respected her for her energy and commitment to others, and especially for her devotion to her two boys. This week at Balmoral, we have all been trying to help William and Harry come to terms with the devastating loss that they and the rest of us have suffered. No one who knew Diana will ever forget her. Millions of others who never met her, but felt they knew her, will remember her. I, for one, believe there are lessons to be drawn from her life and from the extraordinary and moving reaction to her death. I share in your determination to cherish her memory. This is also an opportunity for me, on behalf of my family, and especially Prince Charles and William and Harry, to thank all of you who have brought flowers, sent messages, and paid your respects in so many ways to a remarkable person. Our thoughts are also with Diana's family and the families of those who died with her. I know that they too have drawn strength from what has happened since last weekend, as they seek to heal their sorrow and then to face the future without a loved one. I hope that tomorrow we can all, wherever we are, join in expressing our grief at Diana's loss and gratitude for her all too short life. It is a chance to show to the whole world the British nation united in grief and respect. May those who died rest in peace, and may we, each and every one of us, thank God for someone who made many, many people happy.
Goodbye, England's rose.
At the funeral of the Princess of Wales, the singer Elton John, a dear friend of hers, sang a special composition which described perfectly the struggle she had as a member of the royal family.
And you whispered to those in pain, now you belong to heaven, and the stars spell out your name. And it seems to me you lived your life like a candle in the wind, never fading with the sunset when the rain set in.
Months after Princess Diana's death weren't easy for the Queen, which felt like she went slightly on the edge of a disaster to the monarchy. People were asking questions, looking for answers. It was unbelievable to realize that the most loved member of the British royal family was gone. No one, not even Her Majesty the Queen, could replace the empty space left by Diana's disappearance. Princess Diana was buried with military honors at the Althorp estate. Her final resting place is one thing that she couldn't have while she was alive: silence. Ages have passed by. People slowly got over the loss of Diana, and so did the royal family. Diana's sons grew up to be loyal princes in the service of the nation and imperial family. Charles remarried in 2005 his true love, Camilla Parker Bowles-Lyon. His older son married Kate in 2011, and his younger one married Meghan Markle in 2018. Her Majesty's reign was filled with many other state visits and beautiful moments that marked her entire life as queen.
Not trying to be in there, not trying to be cool, just trying to be in there. Tell me how you do. Can you feel where the wind is? Can you feel it through all of the windows inside this room? 'Cause I wanna touch you, baby, and I wanna feel you too. I wanna see the sunrise in your senses, me and you. Light it up, oh. find a way that fits.
Can you feel where the wind is? Can you feel it through all the windows inside this room?
'Cause I wanna touch you, baby, and I wanna feel you too. I wanna see the sunrise and your senses.
After 70 years spent on the throne, Queen Elizabeth II died peacefully at Balmoral Castle in Scotland, age 96. She is the second longest reigning monarch in the history of the United Kingdom. The first one, Her Majesty Queen Victoria, reigned for 63 years. After arriving at Windsor Castle, the 800 attendants among with the royal family witnessed one of the most beautiful funeral processions in history. The whole chapel was filled with the angelic voices of the child's choir. The moment in which the scepter the globe that represented the Queen's protection over all territories. And the royal crown of the United Kingdom were all placed on the altar one by one, marked the official end of Queen Elizabeth II's reign and the end of an era, almost a century of outstanding service and love for the nation. This was Her Majesty, the Queen.